Okay, so I'm beginning day 2 of the read-a-thon, and I'm gonna start it off with Old Man's War by John Scalzi. I'm gonna try to finish this book today. That's my goal, and then I'll get back to the King of the Dead, and then yeah, so I'll update you guys as I go. I have to go feed my puppy, so that's what I'm doing in the immediate future, but I will be reading this. So I finished Old Man's War by John Scalzi. I really loved it. It was so good. I ended up falling asleep though while reading it because I was just really tired, so it took me longer than I thought it was going to finish this one, but I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but I'll talk about more in my wrap up at the end of the week, and I'm going to go back and read more of King of the Dead and hopefully make a little bit of progress in that, and then maybe I'll pick something else up. I don't know. The world is my oyster. This is just so exciting. Okay, so it's dog walk time again. You can hear my dad and my brother's dog in the background howling because they don't get to come because I'm not their owners. And say hi to Nook. Nook! He doesn't care. Yeah, so we're just gonna go on a walk. Okay, so I was recently looking at my bookshelves and I realized that I pretty much only read exclusively series, which is kind of annoying if you really think about it, because every single book now that's published is pretty much a series. I just want some standalones. I mean, I recently asked on Twitter for some standalone science fiction or fantasy recommendations because there just aren't very many. A lot of people can't tell a story in one book. It's just not a thing anymore. So yeah, so Brock ended up sending me a couple and they look really interesting. So I think I'm gonna check those out. But yeah, if you guys have any standalone fantasy or science fiction recommendations, send them my way. Put them in the comments or something. It's just insane to me. I don't want to read all these series anymore. I just want to know that someone can put an entire story in just one book and be done. I don't know why all these series need to exist. I understand why series are so popular because you get to spend more time with the characters from a reader's standpoint, but as a publisher and an author, you sell more books, you get more money. So, I mean, it works better for both people, but sometimes you just want one book. Just one book, and then to be done with the story and move on to something else. I don't know why everything has to be a series. And I think it annoys me more when... No, don't eat that. Okay, so I think it annoys me more when something starts off as a standalone and then gets turned into a series. Like, I mean, obviously, I haven't read An Ember in the Ashes, which is going around booktube like crazy, but if that book was made to be a standalone, I feel like it should stay a standalone. Like, I don't think that it needs to be this huge long series. Like, if someone has developed this world and made this plot to be one book, it's one book, this is the amount of story that they're going to tell, it should just stay the one story. I don't think they need to extend it. But yeah, those are just some random thoughts on my dog walk. This is what we do on our walks. Okay, also, I think that a lot of things that people plan to be really long series or even just trilogies can literally just be told in one book. For instance, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking about how many YA trilogies there are and how many could just be told in one book if they cut out some of the random adventures that people have in the middle that don't really mean anything. Look, don't eat that either. If you think about the Hunger Games, they could have pretty much told the entire Hunger Games story in one book if they added like 100 pages. They could have totally cut out the second book. Didn't really do anything. I mean, yeah, you kind of learned a little bit more about some secondary characters, but they literally could have made that one book if she had wanted to. Yeah, there's a lot of series like that could just be one book and they make it into 3. I mean, you just make more money, like movies and stuff. Like The Hobbit got turned into 3 movies. There was not enough information in The Hobbit to turn it into 3 movies. I mean, I know they put in some information from the other books, like they put in some of the Lord of the Rings information into the Hobbit movies, and they added some stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure there was not a romance between an elf and a dwarf in the book. So if you were hoping to read the book and that romance was there, it's not there. I'm pretty sure it's not there. I haven't read it since I was in 6th grade though. So yeah, I mean, series are good, but I think right now I've had to choose between starting more series and reading more standalones. 100% I would read more standalones. I actually just placed an order at Amazon, and I got 4 books. One of them is the 4th and final book in the series. and so that will be nice to just be done with that. And then the other ones are all standalone, so I'm very excited for those because I can just read them and be done, and I don't have to worry about keeping track of them and getting more books in the series, so it'll be good. So I survived another dog walk. I know you guys were worried. I am 25 pages more through King of the Dead. I've said that book so many times, and I ended up starting the 5th book in the Area Revelations series. Series. Yeah, it's called Wintertide. It is the first book in this bind-up called Heir of Novron. So yeah, I'm just gonna read the first one in the bind-up, and then I'm gonna go on and read the second one later on. I don't know when. I just want to read one of them because this is one of the series that I wanted to finish this year. I made like a list of the top 5 that I wanted to finish, so I'll do a little link right here, or wherever it is. I don't know where it is. The one with the eye. I'll just throw that video in there and you can check it out if you want to. And yeah, I will update you guys later. I think I am like 3 chapters in, so not very far with this one. So yeah, I'll update you guys. Okay, so I think I'm done reading for tonight. At least it's just a little bit before 12, so it wouldn't technically count for the second. I am 110 pages into King of the Dead, and I'm liking it still. I like the fact that there's really short chapters, and it's easy to read, and feel like I'm making a lot of progress, even though I'm not really making that much progress. And then I am only 30 pages into Wintertide by Michael G. Sullivan. So that's where I'm at with that stuff. I ended up watching a lot of TV with my brother because I wanted to spend time with him. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning.